All right. So last meeting, HashMap, Chris and myself, we tackled one of the projects related to the curriculum for scientific computing with Python. So we did the arithmetic formatter. And now we're going to be working on the time calculator project. So I did when you do these projects, what they have you do is clone this little link here, excuse me, and it opens up an replit, excuse me. So they give you a boilerplate, which is just exactly what it sounds like. They give you the kind of the base to start coding upon. So they supply the main, and they give you a nice little instructions here on the side. We're going to go through this in a second, explaining the criteria for this project. But they provide you the main. They provide you a nice little test module. So there'll be a way to do all these tests. And our goal is to get each one of these tests to pass, to turn green, and then we successfully completed the project. But this is where we put our code in. So the criteria, maybe it's a little bit more legible over here. The criteria for this is that we have to write a function. Maybe this a little bit bigger. We have to write a function named add time. So that's exactly what this function is called, define add time. And there's two parameters, start and duration. So write a function named add time that takes two parameters and one optional parameter. A start time in the 12-hour clock format ending in AM or PM. A duration time that indicates the number of hours and minutes, and optional, a starting day of the week, case insensitive. So all these are important little, they're giving you little clues here, right, for the criteria. So we will just write these down. Okay, so these are the parameters we have to send to this function. Okay, so that's the first bit. The function should add the duration time to the start time and return the result. If the result will be the next day, it'll show next day after the time. If the result will be more than a day later, it should show n number days later after the time, where n is the number of days later. So again, these are two little clues here as well. So I'm just going to put that in our list here. So the function should add duration to the start time. And then our output will be affected. So if next day, that's a criteria, and then this is also a criteria. What I'm kind of doing, and this is just a, what's writing? Def add time, yes. What I'm kind of doing, and this is just kind of amateur hour, but it is a practice that I'm aware of that developers do, is that you break down a user story, right? So what they're giving us is called the user story. And then we're taking the points or the tasks of the user story. So if you were going to write the next application to take over the world, you'd say, Bob logged in and Bob wants to purchase a new pair of pants, or you come up with whatever your customer or your user is going to do, and then you break it down. So that's what we're doing. We're just kind of breaking it down. I mean, this is a little overkill. Some people just get right into the coding. I like to understand the problem to death to the detriment of the rest of the team. All right. So the day of the week output. So we got that criteria. So there was two criteria here. So if it was if it's the next day, I'll say next day. If it's more than 24 hours, it'll give a different kind of output. If the function is given the optional starting day of the week parameter, then the output should display the day of the week of the result. The day of the week in the output should appear after the time and before the number of days later. All right. Not quite understanding, but we should see in some of their examples that should become clear in a second. Oops. All right, so we got some tasks there. Below are some examples. Pay close attention to the spacing. Here's another clue. Pay close attention to the spacing and punctuation of the results. So that stuff does matter. Okay, so then here's some examples that we could just kind of reference that here. So we'll use this. Add time. So you start off saying 3 p.m. and then you want to add 3 hours and 10 minutes. It returns 6:10 p.m. If, for example, you say 11:30 a.m. and you add 2 hours and 32 minutes and say Monday, then it'll say 2 in the afternoon Monday. If you say 11:43 a.m. and add 20 minutes, it changes from AM to PM. Okay, that's interesting. We gotta figure that out. If it says 10:10 p.m., 3 hours, it figures out that it's the next day. Add time, 11:43 p.m. at 24 hours and 20 minutes, and you give it case insensitive. See how they did that on purpose? Case insensitive day, Tuesday. It does the math. It tells you that it's going to be Thursday, 2 days later. If you add the time 6:30 p.m. and add 205 hours and 12 minutes, it'll figure out that it's 9 days later. So a few things that I'm thinking right off the hop, excuse me, is that we're going to be trying to constantly figure out where within the 24-hour span of the day we're at, and how many 24 hours, because this is an example here. If we divided 24 into 205, it's going to figure out, I just want to do the manual math. I know there shouldn't be any surprises here, but I just want to see how we can code this up. I think it's just simple arithmetic myself, but I want to see if there's any little gotchas. So if we did 205 hours, and let me do, 12 divided into 60 minutes is 0.2. Okay, so if we did, I'm just seeing here, 205.2, and then we try to divide 24 hours, we get 8:55. All right. 8:55, import date time. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, we'll definitely, are we allowed to do that?
Not allowed to import today.
See, look, I didn't read the whole instructions. Thank you. So do not import any Python libraries. Assume that the start time are valid times. The minutes and the duration time will be whole minutes, less than 60. Okay, so that was another clue. Yeah, that would have been too easy, right? To import a simple function to do all this for us. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out here. So we got 8.55, but then you figure out this is PM. So what's that in military time? Hashi? That's
1830.
1830. So if we do another calculator, if we did 24 take away 1830. No, that's not right. Sorry. I'm not drunk, I swear. 18.5, because it's half up. That's 5.5. So if you plus 5.5, oops, shit. What was it? 8:55 plus 5.5. You guys are probably faster at this. Like, what the hell did I do? That's not right. What am I figuring out here? I'm not thinking.
I think one of them, it's Yeah, it would be 18.5 plus 5.5. Is that what we're doing?
I'm just trying to figure out the math here. So say we start at 6:30 and I tell you, okay, add 205 to 12. How do you figure that out? You start by how many hours are left in the day, right? So 24 take away, what did you say? 18.5, right? So that gives you 5.5 days left in that day. And then I just, excuse me. What the hell did I do here? I divided 12 into 60 minutes because they're adding 12 minutes. That's 0.2. So 0.2 of an hour. I don't know if that's correct. You guys, look, no. Military time, not military. Medical time, not military. Well, who can take the credit? So 0.2. So if we take 205, let me see here, 205. I still don't know how they get 9 days. 9 days later.
I think we should just convert everything into like minutes. Working with hours is going to be like converting way too much. Like convert everything into minutes and then convert it back into like hours and days later.
I like your thinking. Okay, so I like that. Okay, so if we took 205, if we times that by 60, that's 12,000. I like your thinking, Hashi. That's pretty smart. So what did I say? This was, it's a handy feature. 205. So I did 12 minutes. Oh gosh, see, I'm all over the map here. 205 times, thank you. 205 times 60 is, so that's that, plus 12. So then you have 12,312 minutes. And then what did I say? 5.5. So if you take 5.5 and times that by 60, that's 330. So plus 12 plus 330. Now you have 12,642 days. Divide that into 60, or sorry, divide 60 into that, and you end up with 210. So how the hell do you figure it out, Hashi? We're still kind of back to the same thing here. Divide that, and then divide it 60 again. I'm confused. All right, we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, sorry, I got Chris here. I'm multitasking. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? Sorry, you were probably, I hope you weren't waiting long. I can't hear you.
Not too long, not too long.
Okay, sorry. I was trying to do some paper pen math here. And I'm just gonna make you a co-host there in case I lose you. All right. So I was just trying to do pen and paper math for this example here. I don't know if you remember the criteria for this project.
Yeah, actually, I just tried it, cranked it out.
Oh, did you really? Oh,
yeah, I did. I'm sorry, it just worked ahead. It's okay. Let's try this. Yeah, see what's going on.
Oh man. All right. So
anyway, I'm coming from a place of actually having passed all the tests here. So.
Okay. I'm curious. So secretly, you have the answer already.
There's lots of different answers. I have a 60-line answer.
60 line, that's actually pretty good.
With spaces and let's see, 5 of those lines are comments. 7 of those lines are comments. There you go. So.
Okay. So, all right. Do you want to lead this discussion then? Or? Do you want to code it from scratch, just from memory? Not looking at your code, but do you want to try to code it from scratch in front of us?
No, that's putting me on the spot. You know how programming. Well, hey, it's either like it depends on. Yeah, it depends on how we want to. Yeah, how we want to go.
All right, let's just try to jump in, and you can correct us or get your thinking as we go. So first off, I guess my first question is, how do you make a parameter optional? Because it says that we have a third optional parameter. Start duration.
Yeah, I'll shortcut that because these little things we can burn through pretty quickly because I have an answer for that. So like a lot of other programming language, basically putting the value in as, so in this case, if we were to put in another parameter with, say, day of week equals, say, empty string, right?
Like that?
So there's your optional parameter. So if you pass a value to it, great. If you don't, it's going to use the value of empty string.
Nice. Okay. So then what was our next criteria here? So that kind of takes care of that one. Is there a way to do a strike through? Optional. Let's see if I can do this.
Oh, right. Formatting. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So I'm just going to say we fixed that one. Okay. So start time in 24-hour clock ending with AM PM. So that's the first parameter and then the second parameter. So that we have that coming in. The function should add the duration of the time to the start time and then return the result. So obviously it's not as simple as just saying start plus duration. That would be too easy, I suspect.
Yeah, because we have okay. Well, I guess the first thing we should think about is like parsing, right?
Yeah. So how come the syntax highlighting didn't recognize this as a variable? Do I have to declare something? Do I have to say int equals something like that?
That's a good. Okay, I think so. Well, maybe I don't know. My answer is anyway. The highlighting, I experienced some sketch. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So so right now we know this function isn't going to work. It's not going to pass anything. But I want to just see it run. I'll zoom the hell out of here. So we run this and it automatically runs the test. Is that correct, Chris? Like it just goes through?
Yeah, that's what it does. Now, what I did is I found that annoying because like until we get to a part where we think we're even close to getting a result, what we probably should do is go to main.py and comment out the tests. And then basically just output some stuff that we want to control at the time, right? Yeah. So then we have like print. Yeah, so print that with, yeah, so with our test case here, that's probably what we want to, yeah, there we go. Right, so there we go. So that's sort of what we want to.
Gotcha. Okay.
Want to get. So we're nowhere, we're nowhere near that. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So the function should return the result. Okay, so did that even do that? That's the question.
I don't know. That was weird. Yeah. Which makes sense. That's what it would do.
So how do I'm already thinking here. So we have to parse out what you're saying is the time itself, right?
Yeah. So and then we don't have libraries. I remember the last project we whipped out the regular expressions to actually help us out, but we don't have the benefit of regular expressions because we've Yeah, we can't import any libraries at all. This is where we're sort of.
So already I'm thinking, so the time format is going to be an hour, a semicolon, minutes, and then the indicating if it's the afternoon or the morning, PM or AM. So I would, if I was going to do this, I would parse everything. I would say, okay, the first two digits are going to be hours. Ignore the semicolon, bring in the minutes, and then give me this flag, whether it's AM or PM, and then do calculations after the fact.
Yeah, so that makes sense, but quickly go to the markdown and I'll show you where it's a little bit weird. So if you go to click on the markdown piece, console, shell, markdown.
Oh, I got
Oh yeah, you got the README, but yeah, you got the markdown, which sort of formats everything. So it's possible that it won't be a 2-digit time that they're sending us in. It could be a 1-digit time.
So in that case, can we use regular expression to say whatever before
That's
the
an
semicolon?
external library, isn't it?
Say again? Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we can input. But with my thing, I've used the trick before, and it's built in. It happens to be built into Python. Are you familiar with the split function?
I might have covered it in like a quiz or something, but I don't think of.
Right. So like with say if you have a string, you can split it into an array of different things split on, say, a character, or I think a sequence of characters.
How do I get my view back here?
Yeah.
Okay, so say that again. So split.
So maybe like I use split. It's sort of in a sense it's cheating. It's sort of like a poor man's regular expression or whatever. But you know what? It works pretty well, it seems.
It works. So split.
It works.
Yeah, we must have covered this last time. All right, so split. Welcome to the jungle. So if you run this, it splits out welcome to the jungle. Okay.
Right.
And then
so it splits out by space, but there's actually a way of defining what you want to split the string on.
And that's with I assume these characters here.
Yeah, so that's on a comma space. But imagine if we were to use, say, a colon.
All right. I'm with you. So in that case, oops, sorry. Just going back here, just using this as an example. Oops, we would say something like, I don't know, we could just say something like start time equals start split this. Something like that.
I think you need a space too.
Oh, sorry. Space where? Sorry.
Now, I wasn't too fancy. Now, the space matters because we have a couple things to parse. If we take a look at one of the examples in the markdown. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So we're getting sent in a 3:00 space PM. So it's like we need to parse out based on the we need to, if we were to use the split, we need to use it either twice, or unless there's a way of overriding the function with different things. We're probably asking for too much there. So you know what I did was I just cheesed out and said, okay, I'm gonna split out the hours first.
Sorry, I totally forgot that you guys can jump in here. I know Hashi was.
Oh, we'll try that. I might. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a coding cowboy last time here. So here's the link, everybody. If you want to jump in, if you come up with a clever idea. I'm lagging today a little bit. So Sean said, can you convert everything to minutes, then add and subtract time, and finally divide it to get hours and minutes, then do a loop to determine if then it's AM or PM? I would say, yes, you can do anything you want. So percent sign.
For reference, I didn't use any loops in my thing. I almost did, and then I realized, I don't actually need to. So it's
so this is you, Hashi, right? Just for our audience. As I eat my stew.
Oh. Yeah, that's me. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. What's going on?
Oops, sorry, I right clicked by mistake. So just humor us, Hash. I know you're a super coding superstar, but just try to verbalize what you're thinking real time.
All right, so I think in Python, I just want to see if this works first. Just I switched from JavaScript too much. We're gonna run that, see what happens. Okay, so this start -2. Go to the markdown. So that just goes and checks if this character right here is a P, and if it's a P, it's going to add 12 hours because AM PM you need the conversion. So if it's an A, it's not going to do anything. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense.
And then what we're going to do is colon to hold on, sorry. I'm just going to find the colon. Oh, found colon. See what that does. 2. So then
Wow. Look at him go.
Hours is equal to start. 0 to 2. And then minutes.
You're not verbalizing your thinking. Your fingers are going faster than your mouth.
I just want to, because I get confused with the numbers. So I just want to write this out first. Hours and then minutes. Does that work? Okay. All right. Show me. Why is this thing in the way? Oh.
Should I go?
All right.
I'm gonna modify MainPy for a second here. We're gonna add another test case here that could be interesting. So now when we run, we should have just making, because it's possible that we have like a one digit hour. So if while we're working, while we're printing stuff up, it probably makes sense to
All right.
Should we just add in what was in the markup? Just kind of throw those in as well. I know that the test cases probably do it anyways.
Yeah. Well, we might not be quite ready for the days just yet. But yeah, we can add. Yeah, might as well add them, I guess.
Okay. So
Or a
let's
couple.
go.
Yeah, there we go.
What do we? Okay,
You're in. He's doing his thing here. So I got to switch over to the next tab.
Okay, so what I did first there is we're just checking to see if it's AM or PM here. Well, first we just I said we should work in minutes, right? Because that's as low as this thing is going. So I just created a variable called temp time. So maybe I'll just comment that out. Working in minutes. All right, and then AM, PM, like the M doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is there's a P. So if there's a P, we're just gonna add like 720 minutes. So that's 12 times 60. And then I'm interested in where the colon is because it's a 2-digit, like if it's 10, there's gonna be 2 digits there. If it's 6 o'clock, there's gonna be 1 digit there. So what this start.index, what this index function does is it returns the first time it runs into a colon. So then with that,
So you're finding an index, just you're finding the placeholder where in that string it is, correct?
yeah. Hold on, I might have just lost it here. Jeez. And then after that, I split the time based on the hours is, hold on, I did lose it accidentally. Oh, there it
Yeah,
is.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so
it.
then it goes, hours is from the start to, so from the first part of the string until it finds the colon, and then the minutes are 1 after the colon to 3 after the colon.
Okay, so help me out here. So what's the, you're saying hours equals, where's the start? Start is the parameter that we pass in. Okay, I see.
Yeah,
And then you're saying hours equals 0 colon found colon.
Yeah, that's what I just named, like
But what is found colon going to be? It's going to be a
where
gonna
It's
be
the
an
location in
integer.
it's the location in the string. It looks like it's the location in the string of the colon.
colon location.
Yeah.
it's
So then we're doing a
It-
substring of
it's
Yeah.
it's a humorous name for a variable. Colon
Mhm.
location.
You're right.
Find your colon.
Yeah, the proctologist is in the house, right? But so for this start, and then this what looks like a list or an array, what's going on there?
So I just the string, like the start parameter is a string. So in Python, you can grab like you can just pull information out. So since I know where that colon is, it's going to be like in our first example, it's 1106. So it's going to grab from 0 to 3, I think is the return, or 2.
Okay.
Yeah, 0 to
Okay.
2. Pulls out the 11, and then after that, it's going to pull out. It's going to go after the colon.
Okay.
After the colon.
Okay, because it is like okay, first time going through this, you'd be looking at this going colon, and then you see another colon with a colon location. But this is denoting this variable saying, and then you take another variable and you're substringing it. It's almost like a JavaScript substring. I say good. So 0 to this colon. It's just saying basically.
Yeah.
It's just basically saying 0 to the index that you found where the actual colon is, right?
Yeah.
And then minutes is the same idea. You're starting from the colon location plus 1. So that makes sense. So you found your index to the colon, and then you're moving 1 over to colon location plus 3. Now, why plus 3 and not?
So the colon location is where the colon's at. So we want the next 2. So colon location plus 1 is
The first minute.
Yeah, and then you gotta go 2 after that to get the to get like a substring. So I want, like, if you imagine we need like the first 0 and then the 6. So the way the substrings work is you need to, like, I want to get 2 characters, so I have to make it look a little choppy with the plus 1 and plus 3. But
if you did plus 3, it would be over into the space, would it not?
No, it's plus 4. So you gotta imagine I only like
Oh, I see.
You're
doing the math.
The 06, right? Like plus 1 is, it's kind of like where the cursor is. So plus 1 is where the cursor is. Plus 2 would just give you like the 0, and then plus 3 would give you like the 0 and the 6. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It does. It just seems like a lot to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but that's it. It's arrays. This is I think this is very Python-y with the way you're working with arrays in this case. But yeah, it's
because the way I read this, just what you showed me is like you're saying, okay, the location plus 1. Okay, so now we're in the placeholder. +3, we're over in the space after the last minute. But you're saying
Yeah.
no.
There's like sometimes like substring's a little bit different. So if I just go like 11, like if I give you like so we'll say start 0, that's actually equal to like it'll return the 1. But if I go start 0, 0, it actually gives you nothing because it's returning like if I go from like the 0 cursor location to 0, it there's nothing there. But
So you have to augment it to get the, I see.
Yes. So it's almost like if this makes sense, like those two things are the same. So when you give a range, you're saying I want from like cursor location, like the second one is cursor location, and this is one like what's in the actual memory slot.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Every language is kind of confusing like that. So when I go like colon location, so that returns 2. So it'll go 0, 1, 2. I want 3 to start here. So that's colon location +1. And then I want to go to 5, which is 2, just 2 characters. I know it's, I don't know, like that's just the way that all these programming languages work.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't have known unless I actually read it or experimented with it. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I'll just comment that out.
So this is a good time. You want me to? I'm gonna cut and paste. We're gonna go ahead with this, but my cheesy solution, I'm gonna cut and paste just so you can see a weird alternate here.
Why is it cheesy? Is it mozzarella or?
Yeah, something like that. So this is basically it right there to parse the hours, minutes, and then whether it's AM or PM.
Okay.
But it's using the split function to do the heavy lifting.
Nice.
Yeah, it does the same thing there. Like
it's equivalent. It's equivalent. I mean, in a sense, for especially since this course is scientific Python, doing more array stuff is probably the better approach to really get a sense. So this is almost this, so. But just to have like a different perspective on things, getting there. This is another way. It just requires 2 separate splits. You split one, then you split the second part. Also, just to make sure everything's converted to an int, so we have like integers to work with. You do that right here.
Yeah, I didn't do that yet. Good call. Huh.
So I'll just get rid of that, and we're not going to use it. But you done looking there?
I think it's good there. You just comment it out because like what you're doing there, it like how like mine's confusing because like you're looking at +1 and like +3 and it's super hacky because like unless you know what's going on, it gets confusing. But yours avoids,
I see. Yeah, this is confusing in a sense too, but it's
Well, like you're not dealing with like random numbers. Like I can see here, it's like the first bit and then it's the first bit again and then like the last bit, and it does the same thing. So yeah, I mean it still works good. Okay.
Interesting. All right, so where are we at now? So you've split up everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe does it make sense that to do the int rate at the split time as we put it into hours and minutes?
I mean you can. Yeah, I mean it's not like we're just dealing with numbers there. That's
So when you start indicating int, like it's a string until you say int, is that what happens?
Yeah.
Everything's a string until.
I think.
Well, everything's how it is, but the thing is, since start is a string, that's what we're passing in.
I see. You want to convert it to an integer. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you can see that like what shows up over here is 1386. That's the number of minutes in 1106.
Okay.
And then
nice. Okay.
So
all right.
That's how that works.
So can you add the start time and the duration?
Start
so
time
I think
and the duration. I'm going to be cheeky actually. I'm going to go. I'm going to do.
So a separate function.
And we're gonna go.
This is actually interesting what you're doing. I wish I had the book here. Yeah, hang on a second. I rated our public library a bunch of O'Reilly books for the during my Christmas break, and I probably have some overlay due charges. So if some of you are looking for O'Reilly books at the library, I will give them up shortly, I promise. But this one it's kind of a quick read, and they're talking about building maintainable code or maintainable software.
Okay.
And they use Java as example code, but it's actually kind of interesting. They basically take existing code and kind of like what Hashi's doing, rather than having these long chunks of code. One of their fundamental guidelines, this corporation or this consulting firm that wrote the book, is saying no function more than 15 lines. And I was like, holy shit, that's kind of, but they walk you through examples that any function you make should not be more than 15 lines. And kind of like what Hashi's doing, as soon as it gets to a point where you can like outsource it to another function, they encourage that. Or if you can replace it with something a little bit more intuitive. There's some cases they said where, you know, you can't really follow the guideline, but it's always worth looking at. And one of the reasons they said from a maintainability perspective is that if you're looking at like 100 lines of code in a function and somebody says, okay, you need to add this feature, it's like, Jesus Christ, how do I add that change without regressing all the others? So they're saying if you chunk it down, right, and it seems like you're walking the extra mile just to get where you got to go, but it actually does make sense. Try this site for books. So Sean gave us a nice little link in the chat. Now, Sean, is that pirated books or is that legal publishers won't come after us books? There's no 100% legal.
Oh, good. You corrected the spelling mistake. The spelling mistake in there means it's like
no 100% legal. Legal. Okay. Hang on a second.
What doesn't slide? Sample variable start minutes is assigned but never used.
I found this one website, and it was up for quite a while, and it was like every PDF for any language you wanted. I was just like downloading like a fiend, and then they shut that site down pretty quick. So I'm always interested if there's other ones popping up. So Hashi, what are you doing now? Walk us through it.
So I just took the I guess I'll just move. Yeah. There's no collapsing? Oh, no. So that function I had before, I'm just converting the time into minutes, looking to see if there's a P, and then adding the oh, how'd you do that? Oh,
the collapsing? I think you have some indentation issues here.
yeah, that's why I decided I didn't like Python for this indentation. It's too specific. Is it? No.
it's the minute. It's your code at the bottom that needs to be.
That's right. Yeah, okay. So that's the same code we had before. We're just converting whatever time string we take. We just kept all the other stuff just I don't know, for reference. So it does the same thing. It looks.
Yeah, I gotta move this out of the way here.
Good. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. So it's the same thing if we start with 0. If there's a P, we add 720 minutes. And then we split based on the location of the colon. And then we got our hours and our minutes. We just multiply hours times 60 to get the number of minutes, and then we return the minute time. So now that that's done, it should, so I got our start minutes and then our duration minutes. And you'll notice that the duration isn't given like a PM or AM, but it shouldn't matter because the P.
Houston's.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I mean, this should work because we did the same thing with the duration minutes. Like it's only looking to see if there's a P like at the location. Like it's not there, so it should just ignore.
So, okay, so you see the same error that we do. So line 18 in convert time. So line 18 is saying, well, where does it start first? Line 6. Yeah, so it's line 18. So it doesn't like this line here.
And
It's, and
that's what it is, colon location.
That's better. Okay.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
So I
There's
gotta go.
there's one case on the convert time you might have to be aware of. I don't know if it's in the test cases, but do we properly handle the 12 a.m.?
It doesn't do anything because the AM just means that there's like no additional hours to fumble with, right? Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? I don't know, but all right, I gotta go do some stuff there, boys. I'll be back in like 30 minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to add some of these helpful comments. Maybe we can get rid of some of this down here since it's repeat. Find the colons. Oops. Find the colon. Okay, good. And I don't know what you would comment this. Parse information, probably. Information. Minute time. So what I missed this here, what he was doing here. So once we have minute time is equals hours times 60 plus minutes.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, so it looks like Hashi's setting up. So he's basically, so we're getting the minute time, so making it so that we can work with that. My approach, I left the hours and minutes separate, but of course that just means a different way of working with the calculation. So it's sort of like parsing it into a known format that's consistent, and then modifying it afterwards.
So so you just did
yeah, but I like Hashi's approach with the convert time. It's a great way of doing it.
Okay.
Mine's a little less susceptible to that just because of the way I'm not converting it into a single bucket of minutes.
Okay. Okay, so let's just see if I can read this. I'm always a little bit slow here. So start minutes, convert time. We offset that work. It comes back. Duration time, we convert that. And then we just print that plus that. Did that ever do that though? Is that correct? Is that I never checked ahead of time.
Oh, the 1508.
That's correct, right? Because it was different earlier, correct?
Yeah, I think it should be. Yeah, that's probably both of them are we're returning. Yeah, we're returning ints there. So
I'm such a
wait a second here.
Yeah, I'm such an anal schmuck when it comes to printing stuff out like this that I like to do something like start. I know this may drive people crazy, but I like to do.
Comment it out later just as you're working through, right? Yeah.
And then, yeah. Print duration. Duration. Okay. And then kind of the same thing here, just overkill this. I found nothing's worse when I'm trying to hack something together And I'm like, oh yeah, it works. And I never stopped to do the math. And then you're like, oh, I was working with wrong information the whole time. Okay, so I'm just gonna see start minutes. Actually, convert time. That's not where I want to put that. I want to put oops. But this is all going to be deleted anyways. Minutes. Okay, so let's see what I have here. And I did something wrong on line 30.
Oh, it's concatenating because minutes we cast. So I think, is there like a toString function we can do? I don't know if there is.
I'll give it a try. Yeah, okay, sorry. We'll just get rid of that. So
nope, this is good. You have to learn. This is awesome. You gotta understand. This is okay. So interpolated strings. I figured out how to do those on Python. It's freaking awesome. So the string starts with an F, I believe. Use curly braces.
oh yeah.
Then you put your variable name in there.
Yes, I have seen this before.
Yeah. So
is it just a regular print or is it printf?
Well, it's a print, but
and then
so,
you just use that
because
F.
what we probably will do, what we'll probably do is like in new time, we'll probably do equal F and then compose the string like that, right? Or something like that, right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because it looks, the interpolated strings are awesome because it's, you know what you're getting, right? Which
That's
is
clean. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So let's see what happens.
It fails miserably.
Yeah. Almost. I'm doing something wrong on, it's probably the same issue here. I'm not doing the exact
line
way.
6. Okay, there we go. Same
Let me
with
try. So this is same deal, right?
just we want start minutes as the text, and then so we want to, yeah, there we go.
Gotcha.
Wrap that in braces and terminate the string.
Ah.
Yeah, it's trying to be helpful, but
and I'm gonna have the same issue here probably, right? Maybe.
Which one? Where?
Maybe not, because these are still
they're already strings, so we're good. There we go.
Okay. Start duration minutes. Start minutes. What's going on here? Minutes.
We didn't do hours in the convert time function. So
I just see 6. I see 2. Is this accurate? 30. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right. Lots of confusion. I like to add lots of confusion. Start duration 3 hours, 6 minutes. Yeah, that looks good. Start minutes.
I have a question, Paul. I have a question, Paul, and this is what just before Hashi left, I was my concern is we have a couple of special cases in the convert time.
Okay.
So we're doing if it's PM, we're adding 12 hours. What happens if it's like 12:30 PM?
Okay, let me. Well, okay, so 12:30 p.m.
Right. If it was 1:30 p.m. adding 12 would be cool. Because that then that's like 24-hour clock. That's like 1300. But
So
12:30 p.m. if we add 12 to it, we're getting 24:30. Maybe a bit of a problem.
I see your logic.
And then with this, and this got me on the tests. That's why I'm kind of raising it now. It's we might as well. And the other thing is, what about AM? 12:30 AM. You're going to have 12 when it should by rights be 0.
Okay, so so Sean suggested, can we put in the if statement here if found P if less than or equal 12? No, because it's still 12. So if it was less than 12, so if we find P and it's less than 12. Yeah. I don't know a clean way to clean this up. Is everything I'm thinking, it just gets kind of messier.
Well, it's maybe, is it possible to defer the AM PM until after we know what the hours are? We kind of need to know the hours before we're able to do that, right? So if we were to parse the hour piece before determining this, then we'd be able to do our condition. I think we need this before, or sorry, I'm.
So you're saying,
yeah. So maybe it makes sense to actually parse first and then do the calculation of P.
so you're saying, okay, does this still work here? We'll figure out the hours.
I think I'm out of sync with you for some reason.
You're out of sync? Let me refresh. Hope I didn't drop everybody. Okay. Are you good? Are you synced up now?
It's weird. I still see it's probably some weird thing on my side. I still see the 12:30 p.m. PM thing in there. It's weird.
Did you refresh the?
Maybe I'll try to refresh the browser. Yeah, it's probably what I need.
I've seen that a few times.
Okay, there we go. I think I'm caught up.
Okay. So, so you're saying we should figure out the hours, like parse the hours first.
Yeah, and then with the grabbing of the P, we only add the 12 with the P if, let's see if this works for me, and equals P and hours is greater than 12. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And you're saying because if it's 12:30 p.m. Yeah. And yeah, that'll cover that use case for sure.
Okay. Now we have that other case we need to deal with. If time string equals A, we probably need that 12 a.m. to be 0, don't we?
We need 12. Say that again.
12 a.m. the hour should be 0.
It's 12
Because if it maintains at 12, if we add 12, if there's a 12-hour duration, we're now the next day, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's like we need to, yeah, it's like these two little weird cases that we need to deal with on the start time because we could be dealing with.
That's annoying as shit. That's annoying. So if it's AM, okay. So it's kind of the same logic here, but if it's AM,
An hour equals 12, we got to set the hour to 0. And then we can do our minute time conversion.
an hour, say this hour equals,
Yeah, hour equals 12.
then hour equals 0.
Yeah, hours equals 0.
Gosh. I feel like we've introduced immutability or something. Did I
Like, what
lose
do
you
you
again?
like? But how else do you deal with those cases, though?
Yeah, let me think about this here. So hours equals, so say, let's do that. This is really interesting use cases you've introduced here. Let's do 12:01 a.m. I'll do 12:30 p.m. So in this case, duration 12. And
It'll print 0. That's right. Just like really the acid test is the calculation part. When we deal with, after converting the time, we deal with, you know, what's the result hours when we add start and duration together. And for a case of 12 a.m., if we're adding 2 hours, we really want 2 a.m. as the answer as opposed to 14 o'clock or something, right?
yeah, what's the, so we print out the, what do we return here? We return minute time. And I don't
Yeah,
print
minute
that.
time.
We don't print that out anymore, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Where do
We did
out?
print it out. I guess it's gone now.
Shit. Where did I not save it?
Oh, wait, no, it's like print at start minutes plus duration minutes. Line 9.
Print start minutes plus duration minutes.
We could do an interpolated string there too, and that'll give us more guidance on it.
Okay. I'm gonna do, yeah, like this is handy. Thanks, Chris.
I'd learned about it, and it was I actually learned about it in C#. And then it's like, wow, this is the best thing ever. So I always look for it in any language I'm looking, right? And then of course, anything modern is going to have this because this is so awesome.
I've used this in React a few times, and or JavaScript or whatever the.
Yeah, but it's so great.
This again. Okay, so start minutes is 1. So that resets 1, start minutes is 1, hours is
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, because it's right. We want. I think we want to treat 12:01 a.m. as 1 minute.
Start minutes is 1?
Yeah. So
Explain.
So the convert time function is taking 12:01 a.m. and converting it to 1 minute.
So, yes. Okay. With you so far.
Yeah.
So we would 0 times 60, 0 plus minutes is 1. Okay. I follow you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just that special case of like, how do we deal with 12 a.m. when 12 a.m. comes before 1 a.m.
So then 2 hours times 60 is 112.
Yeah.
Plus 2 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's throwing me off there. Okay, yeah, all right, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So Hashi's approach was to take a look at it. It's okay. Let's normalize the minutes, and then we're going to reconvert all of this eventually back to hours and minutes. So it's sort of like we're converting it into a common base, adding everything up, and then converting it back to hours and minutes eventually.
Still not. That still doesn't add up to me. It should be 123, and it does say 123. Okay, sorry, I saw right there. Duration minutes. New time. I didn't print that out. The main, whatever.
Oh, that's still concatenating the things. Yeah, right.
Okay. What was it saying? Yeah, it's concatenating. Where is it doing that? Here, right?
Yeah, line 11. Line 11 is printing out with the concat. Or is it? No. That's printing out the 123. And then the new time, that's what's being concatenated and probably being returned. Yeah, with the print in main py. I got it. Okay.
So new time, it should be this, right?
No, well, we have more work to do. Like the first step is just to basically add take start and then add the duration in some way, right? Then we get a value of what the time in the future is.
Missing enough here. Okay. And I guess it's printing out a main, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So that's the first part. So now it's about formatting, right? All right. So I think I've made us all confused. Just gonna keep the. Is that good? We've verified. We have correct information, right?
Yeah, looks pretty good. We have two of the special cases that seem to be that I think would have mucked us up if we hadn't
right. You're absolutely right.
Dealt with them. I believe, like maybe Hashi had a different way of handling that, but I don't know. I think we need to do it in the convert time.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, wait a second. Thinking through here. Given the way that okay, this is where it gets a bit funky. We have to deal with this, but only for the start time. The convert time. Okay, let's think through the convert time, which doesn't have an AM or PM. that's going to be fine. Okay, not an issue. Okay, so do you know why I kind of stepped back and needed to do that rethink?
Why?
And that's because with duration, are we zeroing out at 12 in the duration at any point for any reason? And we're not, because there's never an A or a P in the.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah,
just
we're good.
wanted to make sure. Oh, it looks like we have somebody back almost. He's not muted at least.
No, I'm back.
I heard
Can you
him.
hear me?
Yep.
Hello? Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Yep. So Chris pointed out some two edge cases. One being that, for example, if we had, and your logic was sound, except if it was 12:30 p.m. and say 12:01 a.m., you'd get into these nitty-gritty situations, right? Because it's not quite.
Oh,
One-
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that was a good catch. I'm sure Chris has already got the answer, and so he's just looking at.
No,
his-
yeah. But I had but it's good to raise it now so that we don't
Yep.
have to it sucks it when you're doing the test case and why is it failing? Right.
Oh, yeah. No, I was looking, I didn't think about that yet. So that's good. That's good.
And I did a lot of printing out just to verify the numbers. We walked through the math to death. What's this thing called again, Chris?
Oh, interpolated strings. I'm sure you've seen them,
Interpolated
Hashi. They're really awesome because you put a string and then you put some curly braces and you put your variable right in there. It
Oh,
just-
yeah. They got that in JavaScript too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Literals,
like-
that's what they're called.
yeah,
That's cool
exactly.
stuff, man.
So yeah, interpolated strings, I guess, is like another term used for them. But yeah, they're so handy when you're dealing with output. So
Okay, so we got the function and durations should add. So we got that working, but then they start throwing some curveballs. So the result will be the next day. If the result will be the next day, it should show next day after the time. So I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna put that in a comment here. So we have right handy for us. And then the other one was, if the result will be more, then you should also indicate that as well. So we got to take care of those two things. If the function option is given, then the output should display the day of the week of the result. So this is where it gets interesting. We were doing Mickey Mouse stuff until now. Now we're in the territory where. So because we can't import things, I'm assuming that we have a list somewhere with all the days of the week.
here, let me get that list for you right now. Where do you want the list of the days of the week?
The top, at the bottom, I don't care. Wherever you think they should go.
I'll just put it in. So this is what I used, but it's days of week. There we go.
Oh,
Wonderful.
jumping.
Save some typing. Also,
Thank you.
I'll do this because this is awesome. Also, another thing we'll need is start day, which is an index. Days of week index. Now, this is actually awesome, given what our use case is. So day of the week, it could be whatever the crap they throw at us, but it's going to be a day of the week, right? Title case basically handles the capitalized first letter, lowercase, everything else.
Really?
So that
Say that
using
again.
that to look up the index, it's great.
So-
Maybe we like rename this to index or something. IDX, I don't know.
So, hang on. So, say that again about the case insensitive thing. Like, it doesn't matter if they give us, like in their example, they gave us Tuesday all messed up here. Is this still going to find Tuesday?
Yeah, actually, so Tuesday here, let's say call this a string, right? And then if we were to do title, then if we were to like what, print that stuff out, will that run? Should run.
Line 14.
Oh, something about not a list. Here, comment this. Well, let's comment this stuff out here. There might be some more weirdness going on. Okay, go ahead. Oh, because this is, yeah, Tuesday.
So reformatted it.
Right. So what there's also another thing that goes with the above. I actually have an if day of week isn't an empty string, because empty string isn't in the list here. But if it is, then it matches the title case. Then yeah. So anyway, that's what I used, and it's great to look up if you know the day of the week is in that list. Otherwise, you have to.
Huh. Well, that's just flipping handy. Okay. So how come it complained? It didn't like your line 14 for some reason. We just is there a
well,
syntax?
I'll tell you. Day of, because what's the default? What on line 1? What's the default value of day of week? It's empty
Nothing.
string.
Gotcha.
Can't find it.
Okay.
So we either need to check to see if it's in the string before we do our find our index, or yeah, maybe there's another. Maybe Hashi knows of a way, but
maybe there's a coalescing. Or what you could do is pull that list out into a function or something, and then.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
An additional function. All right.
Because then you can set it to like do things. Like if it's empty, just don't return anything. Otherwise, return it as title case. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. So define.
Now, the reason why start day, I attempted to get an index to it to start with is because this function is very handy for pulling the text string of the day back if we happen to calculate a value for a day's function. So it's our start day. What is that? It's probably like 0. Well, actually, wait, is it? It's whatever day of the week it is that was passed to us. Add days to that mod 7, and that rolls us to wherever we need in the days of the week.
So we can go if day is equal to empty, just return nothing. Oh, otherwise, yeah, I think that does the same thing.
It's an index though, so we should probably return an indexy type thing.
The title, right? See what I'm trying to do there? Is that the same thing? Days of week?
Oh, that's completely different. Day of week index is so what are we trying to return with the function day of week index?
Well, you wanted a day, so you can pass. That was this piece right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me get rid of this other code for now. So, but it's an index because I'm trying to get like a value, because so I'm setting up the array, and the array is actually kind of doing two things. Like the first thing is we need the array to figure out what the next day of the week is.
Yeah.
But if we take our past variable, or if we take our past parameter and get an index into our array of days, then we can find, say if it's like a Wednesday, that's like a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Now, if we know we're 4 days in the future, that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, we got to roll back to Sunday, but then we can just return Sunday, and it's an index calculation as opposed to anything else.
Okay, I was just doing this piece right here. So it's the start day index. If you call this function on
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's all I did. That's all I did. I mean, I thought that's what we were going after first. And then
Oh, day of the week index. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How does dot title work for that though? I don't think it. Works.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
The other thing is this only works when we actually have a day of the week passed. So it's almost
yeah,
like
I mean,
there's like
I can.
Yeah.
I thought that's what I went after. I mean, if we want index, we can do day of week. Okay. And then if you want an index, I mean, day there, right? Sorry, I'm getting a little bit messed up with my braces and curly there.
No problem.
This works, right? That's what I was going after. That should work now, right? And it just says print start day index. Great. That's what I was going. That should work now. Run. Boop.
Oops, you're right. Twice. What do we got here? It gave us null value because we're passing null.
So we'll just we'll go like that, and then we'll run it. Should pop out of what the hell?
Must be string, not list.
Yeah, so that day.index is trying to find an array within the string that we pass to it, I think. No? Yeah?
I think
Maybe?
Hold on, I just got it a little backwards there.
Yeah. Oh, we probably need to pass in, title, modifying the value day that we're, perfect.
Day.title, and then it's going to return the number, and then day of week. And look at it, see, we've just come full circle here. I don't know if I've just made this one. I hate it when it does this. Like, yeah. Day of week name. I feel like I've just done something that we didn't really need. Okay, so this is day of week index. That's going to return an index. All right, there we go.
You're over engineering, they call.
I don't even know. I don't even know what the original problem was. So that'll get a number. The day of the week. Start of the day.
What do we got here? Okay, so
yeah, so then we can go like this: days of week. That'll print the day, I think. Why?
And it's doing that because we're day of week index, we're returning an empty string, whereas the other path we're returning an integer. We might want to return a -1 on the day of week index. Yeah, because right now we're down like there's two paths of now if we were to set up our structure.
Okay, whoa, time out. What did just explain what happened here, because you guys are on the same page. You made that -1 and then all of a sudden it started working. Why? What happened there?
So here we have start a day index. Here's where and this is basically this is that array. If you pass a string into there, eek, it's probably, I don't know if it checks to see if it checks to find the string that you're passing. We don't have an empty string anyway, but it will accept an integer as an index into the array. Well, if we pass this if this is an empty string, how does that even work? It really doesn't.
I don't think this is going to work the way we want it to.
Because we don't have a test case without, do we?
Well, here's the first thing. There's a couple of paths. Like if we have it's like we have an if day of week. Great spelling, my goodness.
Sorry.
Day of week equals that, right? We have that pass. Else, we actually have like a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, right? We have the day of the week passed. So like we still have to deal with the possibility of not having a day of the week.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let's,
And then under
I think we should just circle back to this a little bit later.
Yeah.
We'll just put that down there. Let's work on the first one there. So let's just say the next day after the time.
Okay, so we have returned back, according to your convert time, we have the new time in minutes. So how many minutes are in a single day?
Calculated, I think it's 24 times 144. 10. Yeah, 1,440.
Okay. So if okay, so times 2, that 2 days is 2,880 days. So if new time is more than 1,440 minutes, but less than 2,880 minutes, it's next day. Correct? Do we have consensus?
I think so.
Actually, we could probably get away with just determining what the number of days are. If it's 1, it's next day. If it's 0, we don't have to, it's the same day. If it's 1, it's the next day. If it's 2 or greater, it's right.
Say that again, but a different way.
Oh, a different way. Okay. So
we basically want to figure out tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Next day. So if it's Monday and I add 25 hours, obviously that's going to take me into Wednesday. So it's beyond tomorrow. We're just focusing on tomorrow, right? That's the whole purpose of next day. Okay. So it has to be between 1,440 minutes and 2,880 minutes for tomorrow. Is that correct? For the new time. If the new time falls within those parameters, it's next day. Or is my assumption wrong?
Oh, actually, I'm gonna drop a test case into the text and here we go. I have some concerns with this one here because we're only adding 3 hours and 30 minutes. So I'm wondering if just because of this test case, the converting to minutes might end up causing us some problems.
Okay, well, let's walk through it. So obviously it's going to pass that PM thing or that AM PM scenario.
Yeah.
So 12 times 60 is 720 minutes. Then quick math, we're going to plus 600 minutes, right? 60 times 10. Oops, I just did something wrong. What did I do wrong? 7. Let's hang on. Let's break it down in comments. So 12 times 60 equals, what did I say? 720 minutes. Is that correct? 12 times 60 is 720 minutes. Then we're going to take the 10 hours. 10 hours times that by 60. That should give us 600, right? It's my elementary math, correct? I depend on computers too much. Yep. So then we have three times 60, it's 180. 3 times 60 is 180. And then we have half an hour, so that's just 30 minutes. So 30. So let's add it up together. 720 plus 600 plus 180 plus 30 equals, it's more than, yeah, it'll work, will it not? It'll be more than 1,440, but it'll be less than 2,000, whatever the hell I said earlier.
You're right. I made a, yeah, I was thinking the difference in hours, but right,
No,
adding
you're right.
3 hours and 30 minutes to 10 p.m. will be over the amount and we're good. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
No, that was good. That was a good check. It was a good check. So I assume hash is, he's saying days equals new time divided by 1,440. New time. What's this, Nick? Take
Oh,
away?
okay.
Take away?
Yeah, the minus equal, that's the same as this.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's part of the conversion. I gotcha. We probably need to do ints at each of the stages after the division, the int convert.
Because you still think it's strings.
No, because in this case, it's going to be float. Even
Is
if
it typecast or is it not typecast?
Actually, I was going through the going through some of the videos today that you guys went through a few weeks ago, or
Right.
whatever back in the past. And and one of the things, it seems like with division, it's like everything counts as a float. And then because with the days, you want a round, you don't want a fractional day, you want an integer day. We need to cast to an int and drop out the, drop out the decimal portion.
Just want to
So
see what happened.
Yeah.
Modial? What did Sean post earlier? Modial? What's that expression? We divide with a percent sign. I saw it in your code there too, Chris.
Oh, that's a modular arithmetic.
Modular.
Yeah. So this should work. New time, if we do the int here, just in case it's less than.
And hash, you just watch your indentation there, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'll fix this. I got it. Oh, you got it. Good.
Too many chefs.
Like the most annoying. This is the most annoying part of Python. Indexation.
Yeah, where are the curly braces, man? Come on.
All right, so what are we looking at? We're looking at days, hour, minutes. Test 0.
Wow, negative. That's awesome.
That's not good.
60. We don't need 60 here, right?
Minute is equal to new time.
You have to put these in brackets?
No,
You
just get rid of the
did-
60. 60 doesn't make sense.
You did this for my benefit, right? Can't you just go back to?
Oh, it's the same thing. Computer does the same thing either way. Yeah, I think that's what I need. Boop. New time, 14:32. Okay, that's working out. And then we got we did start. Oh, that's going on. Okay, so then it's gonna end up being 14:32. Right?
Days.
Right.
Days, hour, minutes. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So that's 2:03. New time. Where's this new time coming? Yeah, I don't think we need this anymore.
Okay, so with days, this makes it easy. If it's 0 days, we go down that track. If it's 1 day, we do next day, and then if it's 2 or more, then that's where we do a more.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking we could do so if hours greater than 12.
I think you're on the right. Here's what I got for my AM PM recalculation here.
If hour is greater than 11, AM, PM equals PM. If hour greater than 12, hour equals hour negative 12. So hour equals 0, hour equals 12. In case they send 0, 0, you.
No, because this is based off of our calculated hour, right? So we've already our hour has actually been figured out to be like either like a 0 or whatever. And I think that would still be relevant with the converting back to time, wouldn't it?
Okay.
But maybe I'm wrong. This is just a snippet from my solution here.
Greater than 12.
Oh, we must have lost Sean. Poor Sean.
Yeah.
Tapped out. Last I heard from him, 8 o'clock.
I think same thing.
Just there's the difference with hour is greater than 11 is different because of the 12 p.m. piece. So my thing was predicated off of the basically I converted to 24-hour time hours, but didn't convert to minutes.
Okay.
So if the converting back to time, if that works like 24-hour time, and it looks like it does.
This logic is you didn't even do a conversion, right? So
I didn't convert to minutes, but what I did was I handled the hours and minutes separately in different buckets, and then applied the.
So Hashi, if hour is like 205, then this logic is not even going to work at all.
Oh, that's just after you have the conversion.
Yeah, it's after you do the and it looks like the hour is actually.
We could get, like, you remove the days.
Yeah, and then
So
you're
we
then the
skip
hours
over the
go that way.
days.
Yeah, no worries.
I see what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, all right.
So then the only thing is the -12. The -12 only works when your hours are greater than 12. Greater than 11 will cause a problem, I think. That's why I split it out into 3 different sections here.
If it's greater than 12, it's greater than 11.
Greater than 11 for AM PM designation.
Yeah, and then if it's greater than 11.
I guess maybe a more consistent one, you could start the flag as PM and then use the reverse logic to do under 12 for AM. That's probably more.
I don't know. Does it work? That's what I want to see.
Probably actually it's probably cleaner. It's just if like 12 PM we shouldn't be minusing 12 because then we're basically changing.
Oh, then it'll switch from 12. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you see what I mean? But yeah.
Well, if it's greater than 12, it's PM. And if it's hours greater than 13, or greater. What am I doing? Okay, so if it's greater than 12, it's PM. I think we have the same code here. Hours is greater than 12. Do that.
Yeah, there we go.
Same thing.
Same, yeah, same logic. Just a bit, yeah.
What's your indentation? I guess.
No, the indentation is necessary in that case.
You think so?
Yep.
It's still the same if statement. Okay, all right.
It's this one and this one, but they're, yeah.
You probably have to.
Yeah. Cool.
2:2 PM.
Yeah, I just need to go if
What is going on here? If minute less than 10 else minute, there's
minute is less.
So, oh no, well, we have a string and then we have a int. It could be that right there. It's causing the problem.
You need some separation here, do you know?
Only concatenate string. I should concatenate. Work, you son. Does this work?
You're missing a bracket. There you go.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, to be honest, I don't convert an int to a string in Python. I have to look it up. str.
str.
Interesting.
I mean, that's the same as going like this. So if minute is less than 10, minute is now equal to Oh. That's the same thing.
Nice. It's cleaner. Very good. Okay. So now that you've figured out if it's more than one day, in our test cases, have we had more than one day? I just see days 0, day 0, day zeros.
We've got lots of printing going on here. So let's
No, we don't have a lot of hours in that.
Okay, do we have the output for next day yet? It should show next day after the time. So if you're where you converted the days there, Hashi. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, so if days.
Ooh, match. That's a good way of doing it. Here, I'll drop some stuff in here. This is from mine, but I think it's probably useful here.
Any break in Python?
Should.
Next day. Okay, yeah.
We probably don't want to print. We probably want to, or I guess we could. Yeah, I guess we can print.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's good. Oh, you did it like that. Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, I had to figure it because yeah, we needed to. Yeah, but I had to figure out how to, because that was one thing that caused me to fail, was not having the you know 0 2. Kind of needs a.
Okay. This might not work.
What's match days? What's
I just don't know if that's the right way to write it.
Syntax.
Oh, I see. So
No,
like,
syntax.
okay.
Is it in parentheses?
I think it's in Python 3.10.
It's a regular expression. I don't think we can use it.
Yeah, we're well beyond that though, so it should be good. It should be match. Oh, wait a second here.
Match follows within. Is it not? It's a regular expression method, is not.
No, it should pop up as a keyword. Is it matches or match?
Match.
Maybe it doesn't like, because that's not like that's not a normal thing. I think yours will work just fine.
Okay, sounds good. It's pretty much
same,
equivalent. Yeah.
We're doing the same thing, right?
Doing same thing. It's just
We'll just go.
fancier.
We even use the same.
Oh, you want the colon 02s there, by the
Oh,
way.
mine doesn't need that because I did this.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, yeah. Wait a second here. Minute, it's an int. You're changing it to a string and it likes that? Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so which one are we
Java
looking at?
rubs me the wrong way. This must be changing variable types on the fly like that.
Oh man, you would hate JavaScript then. It does that like
No, I know all about JavaScript. About all
TypeScript.
that. So
That's why they made TypeScript,
yeah.
to prevent those shenanigans.
I love the shenanigans. You can just do whatever you want. There's like no errors.
If you guys are all right, can I activate the test module?
Sure, I don't even know if it's working though, but we'll see what happens there. Failed 2 days later.
Okay, so we ran 12 tests and we had 8 failures.
A lot of them could be the day of the week thing.
Yeah. We have a ton. Okay. Let me clear this up. Let's run this again. So the first one failed. Expect add time with to return this exact format 20 days later. And what do we have? I'm just going to take this and go over here. Sorry. So our first test should be this.
Oh, it's not getting AM PM proper. Yeah.
Is there a space or?
It looks like there's an off by 12 error somewhere.
I thought it's a whole day. Oh. Damn.
So we put that in our main here. Let's just pass the first test. So what is it? Plus 466. Okay. Should return. Oh, sorry, let's deactivate that again. Out here. It's just returning 4:30 p.m. And we should have what? They should return
Add time.
20 days later. So what the hell's going on here?
Which test case did you grab, Paul?
I grabbed 8:16 p.m. plus 466. Oops, sorry. I'm a woofo. Sorry. 400, sorry, what was it? 400 and Jesus, sorry. I'm all over the place here. 466.02. Sorry. 466.02. 19 days later. And it said it should be 20 days later.
Look, some of the errors that you see in the thing, we're off by 12. We're off by 12 hours. So something's funky with the
I slap your code back in there for the AM PM.
No, I don't think it's that. That's I think we might have a calculation thing somewhere. But maybe you know, maybe something's weird with the.
All right, let's go to days. Days, calculate the days. So
Yeah,
our
return days at least, and then we can see.
So Hashi, could you print out new time before we do the conversion? And if we could run it. Okay, so new time is 28,458. And we divide that by, is that correct though? Make me do math again. So 8:16 p.m. 466 hours and 2 minutes. So we're running under.
Oh, I see what's going on. It's the same thing that you were doing before. So, so there's 19, and then So that just rips off the 19. We still have to deal with this 0.7625. So new time, and then, yeah, because we have to add the, yeah.
It's just, do we
Sort
have
of like
some,
the remainder stuff. Yeah. Okay.
okay. This is why I don't like the mutation. Like we keep touching the new time, which seems like it's a sacred thing.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
We should, like, new time should be immutable. Like you just sent it to a function, it came back. Okay, now that's sacred data. You can reference it, but you can't keep modifying it. You can't keep mutating it. Otherwise, you're just making, you know.
Okay. Okay, so we still got that. So it's 19 days, and then we flipped around. Where do we start at? Started at 8, and now it's 6.
It looks like we're just off by 12 though, or like we're off by 12 hours. So.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
19 days. Could I add one more?
$1,216 minutes. Times 12. Oh, sorry. No. 466 times 60. 7. What do you have? You have 28, 4, 5, 8. 27. 69. Plus 1,216 plus 2. Yeah, you're off by, the new time is off by 12.
Yeah. I'm figuring out. So I got the 20.
So if new time is off by 12, we need to go into the convert time function, don't we?
Well, how do we calculate new time? We just take the new time plus duration minutes. Yeah, that has to be the convert time is off. This logic here is off somehow.
And it could be some of the stuff that we mucked with. Yeah, Ashley probably had it perfect and then we messed it up on him.
Don't say these things. It gives me confidence that I probably don't have.
What? Boldness. There's nothing wrong with boldness.
No. Just, that's what you guys did, right? Something like that.
Yeah, we mucked it up. Like we're the cause of the off by 12 error.
That doesn't seem to do anything. Oh wait, my key. Okay, so we'll just go here. Oh, it's still the same time.
I still stand by your logic there, Chris, for the edge case.
Yeah, could very well be the edge case thing too. Yeah.
I think what I need to do. Sometime days. I want.
Minute time.
Yeah, so I think it's because we're not counting the starting time. So I think if we go, if this is greater than, we're going to say is plus equal to 1. And new time, this you're not gonna like this, Paul. New time equal to
All right. You're driving me crazy with this mutation. If new time, take away days times the minute of days plus start time is greater than the next day or a single day, you're saying hour equals new time. Like,
oh, you know what it is? It's because you don't need new time at all.
No, new time needs to be converted to days, hours, minutes. I think that's really what, like, new time is basically the sum of, so we have, here's our start time, add our duration time. After that's been added together, we should be able to convert that to days, hours, and minutes, and that should be our new time. I mean, what we did have should have worked.
Just the test mark.
I mean, I think we're probably, if we're, yeah, I don't know.
We'll just do let's just what happens here? Get rid of that. This. Run the unit test. Of course. This is,
oh my goodness.
okay, which ones don't work? They all fit. Oh.
Gosh. I'm so sorry. I had my head down. What are we hacking now?
I'm trying something else. Sorry.
Uh, there's no attribute days.
Days.
It's looking for an attribute. You declared an object. Like a dictionary.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It has no.
Like this is because it's a dictionary, not an object per se. Are you allowed to access stuff like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I just gotta do it like this. Is that what it wants? Undefined name page. This is. Hey, do we have to do it like that?
That looks like, yeah, I guess.
I mean, if you have it's almost like class. What? No way.
I feel like I've done something horrible now.
It's just progress. It looks messy. Chris, are you laughing because you already have the answer?
I'm learning a few things just by looking. You know, my Python is sort of like Sketch, so there's there's lots of
Like I feel like if this was in JavaScript, I would have the answer already, but because I don't know how to type things in, it's
no, I
taking,
know it's just it's
it's taking
frustrating.
even longer than normal.
It's just frustrating, yeah, for sure.
I don't even know if this is gonna work. I hope it does, otherwise it's gonna be really annoying. 10 days. See, it still doesn't have a red line. What the hell is invalid syntax? What do you mean invalid syntax?
Oh, because it's just outer. Here, I can fix it. It's fine. There we go. Oh, except for that bloody thing. That should do it. Oh, I'll get the next. Yeah, it's just
like those?
Well, you see, for ridiculous reasons, I use single quotes on my strings, and I just copied it in.
I hope this works.
Yeah, I'll fix that one little thing.
Okay, and it's gonna blow up, or it's gonna run. Sure. Okay. So, and then I go. All right, so that's the first one. That works, right? 5:42 p.m. Something is not right here.
5:42 a.m. and then yet it's supposed
No,
to
because
be.
it's not working. It's supposed to start with p.m. Okay. So we go and convert time. If there's a p.
So get rid of that. See, we did break it, Paul.
Buster my balls. Run it all over the goose chase. All right. Does that work?
Okay.
Okay, hold on. We're printing.
What do you do? What is that?
That's necessary.
What do you want? No, you go to the damn shit. What was that? We have a huge fire inside the furnace. Oh, okay. Yes, good.
Were those suggestions? I heard them.
Yeah, we just get the one. No, I don't want that. Man, I'm having editor blues. Okay.
Yeah, let me.
Bang. That's the ones we got to work on. I don't like all this print.
Oh, so these are just so it's just the day. All the other stuff's working nicely for us. We just got to get the day of the week stuff going.
Okay. New time. We never used this, right? This is just kind of doing nothing there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll need that.
I'm gonna just drop in what I use for SPUC, but don't use it. This is just an example of how I use it. So
Friday.
this will blow stuff up.
Sunday.
So here's what I did. Basically, I checked to see if we had a day of the week, if it was our default value. We went down the new days track up here, right? And then I did the day of the week with this from the parameter looked up the index into the array as day a week for the start day, and then went to the days equals 0, 1, or more, and then returned the day using that logic down there, using that modular 7 stuff. Sorry, I messed up.
Oh,
but
no, that's all right. That's all right. We'll just go like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh.
Indent, yeah.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh no. What is going on?
This one, yeah.
That stuff down there needs to be commented out. The stuff I cut and paste in should be commented out. I don't know, does indent on comments matter?
No, it shouldn't.
Okay.
Okay. So here, run. See what our problems are. Missing a Friday, Sunday, Monday. I think we're just missing a day. I think we're print. We're just needing to inject some dates.
Yeah, and the commented code is how I went
Okay.
about it. Yeah.
So nothing.
So is it passing when I see these dots? Are they passing? There's no feedback loop.
Yeah. It's just the
Wow.
F that's a fail.
Huh.
So
Expected call at time. Monday, 20 days later.
Monday. So we're starting on
So, I mean, the logic, sorry for the, this here, right? This is the only case. It's not like you're going to return the day if it's the next day, right?
I think there is a case. Yeah. It's same period with day. So yeah, it's supposed to come back.
I see. So same day if included. So is there not a way to always include it?
Yeah. I think you can just inject it into what we already have here. Like, I want to get rid of this dictionary now. It's bothering me.
Do we need any of this code here?
Oh, which stuff? That's basically my solution for it,
I see.
and it might
As a reference point. Okay.
as a reference point. Yeah.
don't think we need this. I'm just gonna remove it. That was because we had that. This will go away. Everything should still pass the same. Okay, good. There's a lot of writing there for. So we got the start day. So we're gonna go. Title. Okay. Title. So I'll give the start date. We want to go. The day number. That. And we're going to go. Day number. Yes, plus
Today's best.
turn is number.
Perfect.
Right.
We just need to make sure that we check the case of an empty string. Otherwise, we're going to get that error.
Okay, so I'll do that here.
So either we don't, or either we don't call the function when we have an empty string for start day.
If day
No, that's totally the wrong place to put that, isn't it?
just hold on. Because we're not like we're just building a string. Like,
So we don't want to do that in the minute is less than 10 thing at all.
well, it's still a number. Like
why are we even a minute when we're dealing with day of the week?
Because it goes right there.
What?
He's in his head. He's stuck in his head. He's not.
Sometimes I do things just because, like, I don't.
Actually, you got to use your words.
So, like this, like what we're missing right now is that I don't know. What are we looking at here? All right. So,
Days of the week. So what are you returning? You're returning
Like,
days
Oh,
of
I
the week.
see what you're. I see what you're doing. Yeah.
if we're
Got
looking
it.
at the output on where we're failing, it's
Right.
saying we're missing. Oh wait, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, no, don't modify minute. My goodness, that's just
No. Yeah. I just had it in the wrong spot.
yeah. So
thought
flag
it was-
is what you want to append if you're appending anything.
Yeah. It's just got okay. So if day of week. Am I doing it right? You guys can always cut me off, right? Sometimes I just go off in my head. So if this is equal to an empty string, we're just going to do nothing. And then it's not an empty string. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
That makes sense. We're going to say flag is equal to the flag. And then we're just going to concatenate this. And the function is of index. So we start the day of the week, right? Okay. Week, and then the days. Pass that in, that should work. Sorry about my spelling there, boys. All right. Does that make sense, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's just save that
So you're calling this function down here? Yeah.
Did it.
I'm just gonna quickly do a show and tell here. We can delete it afterwards. This is just to show you like my
Do you want to share your screen or?
oh, it's probably just as easy to mess with your template here.
Okay.
We'll delete it afterwards, but yeah. So this is it here, starting at parse start, using that method, handling special cases, parse the duration, and I went with the hour minute, so I didn't deal with any external function. So it was basically just adding these things up, mod everything, normalize. Now after we've normalized everything into hours, days, minutes for the new time after adding, it's then normalizing the MPM, then doing the day of the week stuff. Some of the things that Hashi did was beneficial. Like this could have been easily turned into like one thing as opposed to two separate branches like it is, but you know, just a couple of different approaches, I guess. But yeah, interesting seeing the.
I think yours is good because like it's a little bit easier to follow. Like I got if statements everywhere. I don't really like that. And then,
Sorry, Chris, I can't see where you're at in the code here. So
Starts at 54.
54. So line 54.
Nope, incorrect. It starts at 40.
40. So this is, you just pasted this in, right?
Yeah, so it starts from 40 and ends at 95.
So you parse it
Actually-
out, handle special cases. Okay. Parse duration, calculate hours, normalize, normalize, normalize. If day of the week. Yeah, I think Hashi had everything. Like we still
Yeah,
got there.
Different approach. I actually like the convert time. That was and then just probably a more Python-esque way of like parsing strings.
Yeah.
To make sure that that's part, and then the functionization makes it easier for reuse. Mine's sort of like it's there.
Well, looking at your code, so assuming you could have like chunked it down, what would you have changed? Because it's really hard to it's really hard to find improvement when you're looking at something like this and it's pretty clear.
Yeah, I mean, maybe these little normalized chunks, but it's almost like so small. Do you really inline it or do you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And it's just like but part of it is the parsing is so is so thin. That makes it work. As soon as you get any more complicated in parsing, you probably want to split it out into what Hashi did, right?
Yeah. It's really interesting. Yeah, I guess you could have made other functions, but it's pretty clear.
I don't know, like just the little bits and stuff. It's almost too small. Like maybe arguably I don't know. It's tough just the way. Yeah, but and yet the other version, the one that we worked on, there's a lot of areas where splitting functions makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. Hashi, how did you feel about everything?
Good. You know, I kind of got like a little bit
No, when you're in the flow, right?
distracted there. Like, you know, when you're not at home, I had to disappear for 30 minutes. Kind of like it threw me off my game there. And then once
we totally blew up your code. That's what we did.
Yeah, which is fine, right? Because I mean, like, let's say you were in a work environment, you know, you write something, you go off for break, somebody messes with it, but there's a change made, and then you don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even read it. Like, I should have come back and been like, "What'd you guys do?" I just trusted.
What'd you guys do? What do you mean you added that in there? That's gonna break it.
I don't know. I just trusted you. So like, I mean, it's all good. It's all good. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
we left the code back in, so I guess we're
Yeah.
We didn't break it too bad, but
No, you didn't break nothing bad. Like some things, I don't know. Like I watched the video once, and like you want to cut down on if statements as much as possible, because like when you start branching off into like doing a bunch of stuff, so like one thing I do right now is like I see Chris's code there, like because I don't know these functions, this stuff's available in Python. So we go we'll copy this. So we can go O2, right? Yeah, I'm at line 28.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll just put these in there. If that works, then I don't need this, right? There's one thing. No
Yeah,
longer
exactly.
needed, right? This thing. I really want to get rid of all this stuff.
Which stuff? Wait, I'm not sure.
Like anytime there's like an if statement, if you can like rip it out, it's like the kind of thing you want to do.
Well, sometimes if you conditionally need to compose something, I mean, that's so with the if statement, you could inline the if for the next day piece, sort of the ternary operator equivalent in Python, I suppose. But are you really getting much?
I can see one thing. We got new time. I'm just looking at this. Got this, so that now we don't need this piece anymore.
Oh, I like, so you're composing
Right.
the conditions, right?
Like this is the kind of thing that they talk about. So you want to, if you can get rid of stuff, get rid of it. And this is like, oh, it's not, okay, so I need that F there. F days later.
Fixing some stuff for you.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I'll just comment out your code because we did take that one piece from it.
Yeah, there we
already.
go. Need to do that, otherwise
Okay.
the if
So
condition you stop.
It still passes everything. So see, like we start pulling this stuff out, it makes it.
But we did need to make sure that with this LF, we needed to, it's no blank condition. So we switched it up a little bit. So the default loop wasn't yeah. And this probably makes more sense anyway. The default is probably just this small little bit.
I don't know if there's a way to remove it. Well, one thing we can do is like, it doesn't need this piece anymore. So this, just say new time plus equal to. Oh, wait, no, that's not gonna
Yeah,
work.
you need the flag for the AM PM thing.
Oh, no. What I'm seeing is like, it's not equal to that. Put it there, right? That way we're not messing with so many things at once. That should still work. Oh, it didn't like that.
We don't, oh, we're missing the, yeah, there we go.
Right, so it's like, I'm not trying to play like code golf by like making it the smallest program possible.
No, but if it makes sense, for sure. Like composing things, it's like, and I mean, in other languages, I guess if you have like a static string like this here, the big string multiplied out is going to be stored in multiple locations as the big string, whereas you've just compacted things quite a bit. Yeah.
You don't want to have like multiple else if branches, like, so then how would we get rid of this? So if, I think you did it, right? If hours is greater than 12.
No, we're equivalent. We're pretty much equivalent in the stuff that I just did an if condition without the else spec.
Yeah, you don't want to have like multiple branches is bad because it's extremely confusing. Like yours, when you look at it, it's like there's one line. Like here's when it starts to get indented. Like you get multiple like ifs and elses, and it's hard to keep track of what the code is going to do if like
right.
You know, and it's like there's a lot of repetition in each line. Like here, that's just what I noticed. It's not like a bad thing, right? They're just like say you had like hundreds of these, right? And then in one line you went and did that, and you didn't notice. You know.
Yeah. Could be.
I don't know. Can you see? I don't know. Can you see the same thing? Oh, you're not looking at the same. We're not looking at the same thing.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You give line numbers. Line numbers.
What did I change there? Line 85. Right. So when you have like multiple branches, when you have multiple branches of the same code doing almost the same thing, like all I did was change a 2 to a 3 there.
Yeah, and you're really just trimming everything up quite a bit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's like repetition. You want to reduce the repetition.
Whereas like what we have now, it's like it goes one pass and it just builds the string and it's done. So
welcome to refactoring. You get the solution and then it's like, okay, how can we have a little extra time? How do we make this thing how do we make this thing rock?
That's cool. I think we got it. Killed it.
Yeah.
Beat it to death. Found some colons.
You found some colons, colon location. Well, that was a fun session, gentlemen. Well done, as always. Are we good for next month? Last Friday,
I think so. I mean,
it falls on the 25th. Let's check my busy schedule. Let's see if anything is happening. Nothing's happening on the 25th. Surprise, surprise. In the end, what's the next challenge? So Chris can already crack it next time is the budget app. You'll be working on this repo starter. Complete the category class budget. Holy geez. Initial deposit, groceries, restaurant. So it looks like it just kind of formats out a.
Oh man, I tried doing this thing already and like.
Holy shit.
It's a mess with like, because I don't even understand how Python's passing stuff around. I would get like the weirdest results back. I get category names as like budget. It's messy. It's messy. That one, I don't know. Did you try it at all, Chris?
No, I haven't. Like, I'm just going through the Python. Actually, I'm trying to catch up on all the other, all those like videos that you guys like ground through. I'm at like only about 15% through. And then then just before this, I said, okay, let's do a little bit of coding. So then I hammered through on the one we did tonight.
Yeah, I tried to hammer through that already, and like it's like nonstop like problems.
Oh boy,
all over the place. Like I don't know if it's like too nightmare for like a 3-hour session type thing.
All right,
that's just what I got.
Python area calculator.
Oh wow, so it's like a text-based graphing. Oh geez,
that's interesting.
That looks like more fun.
Probability calculator. Oh wow, so like statistics. Holy shit.
I don't know. I find like that budget one is like there's a lot of text being thrown around, and like when spaces and like commas and like stuff doesn't line up, it takes a long time to figure out like what you did wrong. But in the ones with numbers, it's like I find those easier.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. Well, we can take a vote next meeting, and I mean,
That
we
way
don't have
Chris
to.
can't come prepared.
Yeah, that's right. There we go.
Just be like,
Yes.
all right, guys. Well, thanks for spending your Friday hammering that out. I was in a daze there. I was just watching like a YouTube video. I was like, oh wow, they're coming along. So it was impressive. I like to see how. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, some good stuff. Thank you guys for like doing it. It was a good exposure to different ways of doing things within Python. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Can we do like another, like not a project type thing, but maybe like I don't know, like in a week on Friday, there's a website I played with it before called codingbat.com. And these problems are like much easier to solve. I don't know. We even got some time to do some now. If you guys are bat, B-A-T. Coding bat. Like
Coding bat.
Yeah, like a vampire bat type.
Coding bat.
Yeah, this
Coding bat Java. Coding bat
we'll go
Python.
Python. Yeah. So like these, you can sit there and like, we don't need to, so you click on warm up 1 there. Click sleep in. So these problems, like you should be able to solve them in like less than 10 minutes.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys want to give it a try now, because I was thinking about this the other day, and it's like, it's cool to work on like a project, but like, I don't know, sometimes maybe like quick practice is fun too.
Oh yeah, like I mean, we did when we chewed through the curriculum before we got to the projects. It was kind of fun because some of it was almost like a trivia night for us, right? Like they would kind of just to keep things different. But yeah, I agree. We can always mix it up. I'm not married to any idea as far as what we have to do or could do. That's why we most of last year was guest speakers, because as fun as coding is and challenging ourselves, I also like to hear like things like soldering electronics together. Like I don't know anything about working with little hardware and stuff, so it was kind of interesting. Yeah, we had different guest speakers. So yeah, if you guys know somebody that wants to yammer on for an hour or two, yeah, you can get that too again. But yeah, should be fun. That's the whole point. If it's not fun, then we'll have people tapping out in the middle of the meeting. All right, gentlemen, stay safe.
Okay.
Stay out of the way from truckers or
Whatever else is going on.
whatever else is going on in the world. All right. And we'll talk to you next month. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Take it
Yeah.
easy.
Take care, guys.